mainly to have an understanding of why this would be needed.
Hmm.
At the beginning, we'll discuss a little bit about the energies that are around us, you being on from the computer, being, say, in a coffee shop, even in the grocery stores, being around those who we may know or may not know, and how their energies of their daily activities or daily lives can have an effect on us, and what we will be benefited from by having a strong, some people will say, bubble around us for protection. In medical Qigong, we call that a Wei Qi field, which we'll discuss further into the workshop. But knowing that the energies can penetrate these Wei Qi fields or bubbles by looking for holes, we'll say, in them where we have deficiencies of strength in our Wei Qi field, in ourselves in certain ways, shapes, and forms. But also these holes get created from external pathogens, which is life, temperatures, emotions, thoughts of other people, but they can also be damaged by our own inner pathogens, be it toxins from things that we eat, breathe, drink, things like that, but also our emotions can wear down our internal waste, the internal side of our Qi field.
Hmm.
So that as we're working to protect it, we still have to have a healthy internal environment, but also be prepared for the external environments that we enter into on a daily basis. To
Yeah.
have that in the first while part will be learning to set those bubbles up, pull those Weiqi fields up in a good grounding way and understand how it can all connect. To then go into a more advanced version where we actually have our guardians that will be going around. And when I say guardians, that could also be ascended masters, our angels, our guides. In the medical Qigong field, we have this on certain beings that are animals that represent the directions that we are going to be talking about,
Hmm.
just like on a compass, north, south, east, west. But they will protect our area, our body in all four areas and circling around.
Hmm.
So we'll start with a quoted basic meditation to start to keep you on the grounded in a more protected way to a more advanced one, which you can use before say going on to a major video meeting with a group of individuals, say even going into a work environment where some of the energies there are a little bit lower than what we want or be, or sometimes even when we go out Christmas shopping to the local mall,
Hmm.
you'll have a very good protective energy around that because of the frequencies that are in that mall and the people who are doing what they're doing at that point in time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, and it's so key for me doing this practice daily now for a few months since you introduced it to me, because I would say that I am a quite a sensitive person, and I've been living in the world just like heart wide open. And so just bringing in all sorts of different energy from different people. Lately, I've been hosting more and more calls online over the last couple of years. And so learning how to feel what's mine and feel my energy, ground in my own energy, and start every single day like that allows me to then identify, and we've talked about this a little bit, when something is around me or starts to come in, and I can identify more quickly that it's not mine. And then I have tools to clear my energy and support myself in that so that I can show up and be fully present, still heart wide open. But now I've got this understanding of my energy field and how I choose to show up in the world.
yeah. And that comes with practice and experience and the starting points of knowing how to protect your energy right at the beginning. And also finding out where we may have some weaknesses in our systems.
Hmm.
And some of that may be in our back, some of that may be in our front because we are so open-hearted and we see the good in everybody. However, that's not necessarily reciprocated by everybody else.
Hmm.
And there will be some who see that you have this energy and they will try and either A, put their stuff onto you so they don't have to carry it anymore, believing you can help, or they may try and latch on and siphon some of your energy,
Hmm.
which case they'll try and use that to help themselves, but it can't work that way because each individual has to do it themselves.
Yeah.
And this is technically not a one meditation and you're good to take on everything. This is a repeat repetitions until you build up the strength of the Wei Chi fields to be able to understand and sense when things are shifting in those fields.
Hmm.
And sometimes that is a sensation. Sometimes that is a visual by seeing how we look in a mirror or how we communicate with people or even our own internal thoughts. But it's also is how we feel in our bodies. If we
Hmm.
feel certain aches and pains coming up, is that an old injury from way back when we were learning how to ski, or is that something that just doesn't feel right? And when we look into those areas, we can perceive whether it is ours
Hmm.
and they perceive whether it is somebody else's. And we can review a step, a three-step question and answer, and then be able to work on whatever those answers are
Hmm.
to be able to either A, do it, work with it ourselves, or return those energies that are coming towards us back to source,
Hmm.
which is a word that I use for the all-encompassing energy center.
Yeah.
Not back to the person because there's more that will come back from that, but mostly back to a source aspect.
Yeah. And that's such a key thing that I've learned from you over the time that we've been working together is the using source as a support or leaning into source, accessing source as a support for clearing out the energy. It's not like, ooh, there's some sort of negative energy with me. I'm going to send it back to that person because like you're saying, that doesn't really serve anybody. But when we can send it back to source, send it back to love, neutralize it, clear it out of our field and expand the love in the universe, then that serves all.
Agreed. Yeah. And part of as you go further and further into your healing journeys, and be able to develop more awareness and more protective ways that you can help. As I said, this is a step one, we'll call it.
Hmm.
So as the more further you go on your steps, more knowledge will come into your awareness so you can help yourself learn more things to become stronger in these, but then also realize that some of the energies coming towards you may be advanced to try and get through those fields.
Hmm.
It does turn into a little bit of a chess match, we'll say,
Yeah.
where the strategy is in being aware of who the next energy, the next energy that comes, how skillful that is.
Hmm.
As I said, I used an analogy a little while ago about your computer gets updated. So you have the latest operating system, but there are hackers out there who want to try and break into that.
Hmm.
It's a similar analogy where energies will try and break in or hack into your systems. So it has to be aware of what's happening, cognizant, and then be able to fix those bugs that are there, for
Yeah.
another computer analogy. So it's an ongoing basis, an ongoing journey. Will it be for the rest of your timeline? I don't know. I've now worked in this world, oh my goodness, officially 6 years going on plus, but also many years ago, I started into the Qigong world without knowing any of this, but just building up my energy fields and systems. So even if we call it 15, no more than that, oh my goodness, 20 years, most likely with working through Qigong movements, energies, and understanding some of the philosophies of what Qigong can do and Taoism can do.
Yeah.
So, and what I present here will just be a version.
Yeah.
And if it resonates with you, good. If it doesn't, that's okay. But it can give you an idea where you may be able to find another philosophy that does resonate with you and be able to use both in the way that you need to adapt to be what's best for you.
Hmm.
Because what I used to do 5 years ago is not the same as what I do now.
Hmm.
My body has evolved, I have evolved, and my abilities have evolved,
Hmm.
and which allows me to use what's best for me at every point and moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is what I love to share are opportunities where people can try something out, see how it feels in their body, see if it feels true and right for them in that moment, take what is useful, and then continue to be adaptable and open to learning more, things changing. We've talked quite a bit about some of the things that you're going to be doing in this workshop, and everything is an entry point, and there's so much deeper you could go with it, as with most things, right? So this is a beautiful opportunity to for people to dip their toe in the water and say, okay, let's explore this. If this is new to them, maybe they've explored it before, and feel if there's a resonance there. I know for me, there really was. when you first started introducing some of these tools to me, it just made sense. I went from feeling like I could feel everything and didn't know how to maintain my own energy or protect my own energy, and also feeling like I didn't necessarily want to protect myself and shield myself because I was also looking for belonging and connection. And that felt like disconnect. And what I've discovered is that I'm able to connect with people even more by having some of these tools available to me. So I'm really excited to bring this to BeFLOW and to whoever else joins us. And we always end up having the perfect people there that are just magnetized in by what's being offered. Yeah.
Exactly. Because as you're doing your own healing on your own journey with the new skills, tools, or abilities that you bring in or learn, that allows those people who are in the similar frequency with you to make the connections.
Mhm.
And those who may not be on the same frequency may still be there at a different aspect or parameter. But say those who do not have the same frequency or different mindsets or philosophies, they may slowly start to be away from your general quoted circle of people you know. And
Mhm.
that's absolutely fine. It's
Yeah.
not a disrespect thing. It is a self-preservation thing where
Mhm.
you're looking after what is best for you to then move forward into your journey, into your life, to be the higher self that we know we can attain. And
Mhm.
our internal healing system knows this. So it's not a bad thing to have, say, people we've known for a very long time all of a sudden start to not be around or not communicate with.
Mhm.
It's okay for that because as we're moving towards our higher selves, our higher beings, new people will come in on the same resonance or even a higher resonance so that we can then see potentially where we need to be.
Mhm.
And if right here is where we need to be right now, that's perfect. And you will know when all of a sudden things start to shift and change and be comfortable going in that next stage.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something I've learned from you as well, Don, is to remove the emotion from it, the story, and to just trust my intuition, trust my body, trust the signals and sensations that I'm getting, and know that I'm consistently bumping up against an edge of the container that I'm in, of my known reality, and it's okay to grow beyond that. And the people that are in resonance with that frequency are there, and some will come and go, some will only be there for a season, and I just trust the process of all of it.
Exactly.